This is how you make a lobster cannoli. It's Valentine's Day. Your date will be over in 1 hour. First things first, make sure you put on the best thing you own. For this recipe, you're gonna need 4 lobster tails. If you don't have lobster tails, go to the store and get lobster tails. Now, this is not a typical cannoli dough, not at all. What we're gonna be using is an empanada dough. I like it because it's flaky, it's just soft enough, and it's perfect for what we're gonna put inside as the filling. We're gonna start with the dough first. All right, you're gonna need 2 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of salt, do a half stick of cold butter. Cold is the most important. 2 egg yolks. We're gonna do about a splash of apple cider vinegar, half a cup of water. Combine those ingredients. Squeeze that butter into the mixture. Your hands are gonna get messy, but that's okay. You're gonna take that dough, you're gonna wrap it in plastic, and you're gonna put that in your fridge for a half an hour. Now, while your dough is resting, we're gonna come over here and start the sauce. So we're gonna cook the lobster. Get your saucepan. Put that on medium-high heat. And while that's heating up, we're going to take an onion, a quarter onion. Very, very small dice. Take some olive oil, about a tablespoon. We're gonna take 3 cloves of garlic. We're gonna toss that right in. We're gonna saute that for about 1.5 minutes. And since lobster loves butter, we're gonna add about a teaspoon of butter. We're gonna take those lobster tails, put it straight in there. And this is going to give our sauce that lobster flavor. It's gonna cook the lobster. We're gonna add a half a cup of white wine. We're gonna put that on high. We're gonna cover that and we're gonna count 3 minuti. And now that your lobster tail has been poaching for 3 minutes in that white wine, we're going to remove them. And you can tell they're done because they turned orange. We're gonna set that aside and we're gonna let that cool down. While this is reducing, we're gonna take 2 tomatoes, rough chop those tomatoes. We're gonna cook that until the wine is completely reduced. Meanwhile, you're gonna wanna preheat your oven 400 degrees. Now that your wine is reduced, we're gonna do 2 cups heavy cream. Fairly decent sized pinch of salt. 1.5 pinches. Cooking that on high, we're gonna let that come to a nice boil. Come here. Even if you're spending Valentine's Day alone, this is the perfect dish to just bring you that loving comfort. So if you're cooking it just for yourself, this is the perfect recipe for you. Now that it's been cooking like that for 3 minutes, we're gonna get our blender. We're gonna blend everything nice and smooth. Now we got a smooth, beautiful pink sauce. And we're gonna cook that on low for the remainder of the time. We're gonna take a mixing bowl, 24 ounces of cream cheese. You wanna let this sit at room temperature so it's easy to fold in the lobster. We're gonna take those lobsters. You wanna get all of that meat out. We're gonna chop that up. Straight in. to the cream cheese mixture. And we're gonna put in there a nice pinch of salt just to bring out that flavor. Mix that, and that'll be your filling for the lobster cannoli. Now we're gonna put that in a piping bag. Now that your dough's been resting for a half an hour, let's roll it out. Flour your surface. Cannoli shell molds. If you don't have these, I have a link in my description. Click on that link and you can order some of these. You don't want it as thin as cannoli dough. You want it a little bit thicker because it's gonna bubble up. It's gonna have that nice crispy outside and a nice soft empanada dough inside. You want the multiple textures, and the cold butter is very important for this. Cold butter is what keeps it very flaky. Cold dough also makes it easier to roll out. We're gonna cut out little circles. We're gonna use the cannoli ring molds, make it a little bit wider. You wanna make sure these are well floured so it doesn't stick to the inside. Wrap that around, close it with some egg yolk. And the more of these you have, the more you can do. I only have 4, so we're gonna have to bake them 4 at a time. And we're gonna bake them because baking them is a lot less heavier than frying them. And it's Valentine's Day, you don't wanna feel weighed down, right? Baking sheet, parchment paper. We're gonna take that and we're gonna brush like that. I'm gonna put those in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, we're taking it out at 7 minutes because they're already golden brown. I'm gonna let that cool off for about 2 minutes. Take a rag, grab the mold. We're gonna take that lobster cream cheese mixture, put a little bit right in the center. You're gonna take your shell, and just like a cannoli, you're gonna pipe that lobster filling right in there. You're gonna place that right in the center, not touching the bowl. The cream cheese is keeping it up. Now you're gonna take that sauce, you're gonna take the nicest piece of parsley you have and you're gonna lay that right on top. Lobster cannoli. You saw it here today. All right, let's give that a try, huh? So I suggest you eat it with your hands. You can dip it in the sauce. Oh, you have to do this recipe. You have to do it just like I showed you. You make it exactly the same and it tastes like this. Whoever you give this to will absolutely fall in love. Yatibia Lublu.